Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. So we have Dinesh. Good to have you. Who is unknown? Please put your name. Avinash, good to see you. You are the same old Avinash, or this is a new one? And Ankit Rao. Ankit Rao, you are web programming also, Ankit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Good to have you again.
Thank you.
Okay, and definitely, now it's the big need to do Node in over there. Okay, so we have Dinesh, we have Ankit, we have Shri Yash Patel. Okay, Yash, turn on the camera, please. Let me see how you're doing. Good to see you. How
Yeah,
is going?
good.
Okay, great. And Avinash, and who else is there? Oh, okay, let me have Menthan. Okay, Menthan is still joining. Okay, guys, welcome to the course. And I have just sent you the syllabus and outline. And let me start from this syllabus, right? So that we get to know that what we are going to do in this course. Okay. Mhm. And I would be sharing videos also. But the best practice is that to attend face to face. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. And Menthan is back. Okay. So this is your syllabus, right? And so our class time is 4 to 5:40, right? And we would love to avail the entire lecture time so that we can cover the entire semester material, right? Otherwise, for example, if we don't utilize the entire class time, we would not be able to do the entire stuff. And you're not here just to get grades, you are here to get knowledge, right? And which is possible once you attend the class in its entirety. Okay, having said this thing, uh, so this course is object oriented design and programming, right? So if this course is going to have two parts, one part is the design part and the other part is the programming part, implementation part, right? So in the design part we will learn that how exactly we perceive a project. It could be a desktop project, it could be a web project, whatever the project we want to build. How, what is the thinking process behind the building of the project, right? So so do we start coding? No, we don't start coding, right? So basically we need to think on the project first, right? And then we need to make some paper based design. And once design is at some particular stage, we start development, and then our design and development go side by side. And it depends upon this thing, that how much how many how much resources do you have, right? If you are Microsoft, definitely you are going to make a very detailed design. But if you are if you are a poor developer like myself, right, probably most of the paper based design is in your mind, right? And but definitely that paper based design is there, whether it is on the paper or whether in the mind if this is single developer. But if there are like more than one developers working on a project, definitely we need to have a paper based design, right? So we'll make a paper based design. We'll see that how can we make a consistent paper based design so that everybody knows, everybody's on the same page and knows that what exactly they are doing, right? And then once we have that paper-based design, then we start development, right? So in this particular course, for the paper-based design, definitely we are going to use UML, right? UML stands for Unified Modular Language. Like, it is not like computer language, right? It is the language on paper by which we developer talk to each other, right? That what are our design features, right? How we are going to build it, etc., 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 right? And once we are into UML a little bit, we will start development. Now, development, is definitely to be done in any of the object-oriented based languages, right? So for that, we can use C++. Yeah, C++ is a very ideal language to learn object-oriented programming. But C++ has a dilemma that C++ is partially used. C++ is used where, for example, you are making a gaming engine, and within the gaming engine where you have to have like some very fast response, there you are going to use C++. Otherwise, most of the project structure would be developed in Python, or it would be developed in the Java, or it will be developed in PHP, right? Or it would be developed in Node, or it would be developed in JavaScript, for example. Okay, I love JavaScript definitely, but JavaScript, what is JavaScript? Who is this? Someone is in the waiting room. Let me check the waiting room. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, Manthan, welcome back. Okay, so I was saying that JavaScript, I love JavaScript, but JavaScript is little bit different kind of language. How is it different? Let me tell you. Let me tell you this thing. Say for example, English, as we as medium instruction is English, right? Say for example, you also know Hindi, right? So you know English, you know Hindi, maybe you also know Telugu, right? Maybe you also know Tamil, right? Maybe you also know French, right? So you know all these various languages, say for example. And now I say that I will mix all these various languages like English, French, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, all these various languages, and declare it one language. What do you think about this idea? So if I mix all these languages, like in an ice cream mixer, and declare that these are all making one language only, right? Single language. These are all single language. So what would you think about
Very tough to learn.
it?
Very tough to break the language.
So what will happen? Those people who are conversant in English, they will speak in English part of that language, right? Those who are conversant in Hindi, they will do Hindi part of the language. And some people who will know Hindi and English, they will mix and match Hindi and English, right?
Yeah.
And make another their own mixture, right?
Yes.
And those people who know Tamil, Hindi, and French, they will make a Tamil, Hindi, French mix, right? So there would be like infinite kind of flavors of codes in that language, right? This is exactly what happened with JavaScript. JavaScript was originally, conceived by Netscape people, right? Once upon a time, there was a fabulous browser with the name Netscape, right? And those Netscape people actually made JavaScript, right? And later on, Netscape was acquired by Sun, right? So Sun said, okay, we belong to Java, right? So let's have a flavor of Java inside it also, right? And then, when this European ECMAScript came in, right? they brought in their own flavor, right? And later on, these window people, Microsoft people were trying very hard that they need to have something like C# features into JavaScript. So ultimately in 2016, they also succeeded, and they injected, classes and constructors and things like that also in JavaScript, right? So ultimately I'm sorry, ultimately is uh, JavaScript has become a mixture of so many things, right? So if we want to do purely object oriented programming in JavaScript, definitely it is possible, but there are so many sidewalks in JavaScript that I don't feel very comfortable to teach object oriented programming while making JavaScript as our primary language. Are you getting me why I'm not doing that? Right? So that leaves me with a choice of Java, C++, and PHP. So out of these three choices, I'm picking PHP as the development language in this particular course, right? Because PHP has great object-oriented features, right? And definitely, I can explain a lot of great features of object-oriented programming, which I cannot explain in C++ actually, right? So because they are not simply available over there. So Manthan, you are sitting at two places probably. Okay, no problem. So maybe some other student is supposed to be on the other terminal. Okay, so I would be using, in this course, I would be using PHP, right? So as the basic development language. So that makes me compelled to use Node.js in the other course, right? So other course would be mostly I would be using Node.js, right? When I will come to the server side, okay? So that those people who are in both the classes, they can understand, they can learn both of these two flavors, right? Got it, guys? I think that this would be a good idea. What do you think, Ankit?
Yes, sir. It would be very great.
Yeah, I think
We can,
that so. Yeah,
yeah, we can touch both the languages,
we can
PHP and
touch both the languages,
yeah.
and definitely here, and basically we are here to share knowledge. So
Yes.
this is, what we are going to study in this course. So for most of the time, if you follow my lectures, right, and you do my homeworks and things like this, you should be good and you should get good grades, right? By good grades, I mean A grade or B grades. I don't love C grade, right? So if you want to get a good grade in my course, especially in this course, so best thing is that to have an interactive session with me, right? So that we have discussion and don't miss classes, kind of thing, right? Okay, and definitely this is the breakup. We have uh, midterm, one final, and then homework, quizzes, assignments, project, classwork. They are like 60%. Okay. Uh, so this is, we are going to cover out of your book from object oriented programming, that UML thing, right? And otherwise, we have object oriented implementation in PHP. If you need some special accommodation due to some medical reason or otherwise, you can see me in person, right? That part of the meeting I will not record and I will not let anybody know. And I will love to provide you any accommodation whatsoever required by you, right? So that you can have your best learning experience. Don't try to cheat. Cheating is not a good thing, right? And definitely you might face university some repercussion according to university policies. So please do not cheat. And plus, by cheating you may get a good grade, but good grade is not the only thing you are here for. You are here for the knowledge, and once you start cheating, definitely you cannot get the knowledge. Okay. Mm, You can read through these, right? So if you think that somebody is harassing you, or somebody is harassing some other person, right, or your instructor is harassing you or anybody else, right, this is not only your privilege but your responsibility to bring any such incident into the knowledge of university authorities. And university authorities may include your instructor, your chair, your dean, and the central office, right? So wherever you deem suitable, but any such incident should not go unaddressed, right? And rest of the things you can study in this syllabus, right? Any question, any point you want to ask? Okay, before I start with this course, let me show you a website I'm currently working on. And it has been like a few weeks break, right? But definitely I'm working on this website, right? So this website is not the most beautiful website right now because I have not paid attention to write its CSS, right? Once I will start writing its CSS, I have just given some ready-made CSS I had with me. I just copy pasted that file and that's it, right? So I have not given any bootstrap or anything like that on it, right? So, and by the way, we work on various technologies. For example, I work on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, MySQL. When I'm working on, for example, PHP and MySQL, right? Mostly I built it in PHP and MySQL, right? So if I'm working on that thing, I feel as if like a motor mechanic, right? With greasy hands, right? With black tar on my hands, right? So working, fixing, gears behind the scene, right? And with those dirty black hands, it's little bit difficult to fix the beautification of the front end, right? And when I work on CSS, for example, right? And at that moment, I feel as if, I'm like a designer, right? Like an artist who's, working on it. So you need to have in different moods. So you need to be in a proper state of mind, in a proper mood to do development, right? Development is not like this that you will sit one day and start development. You should be in a great state of mind. And it is very, it is kind of difficult to switch from CSS writing to PHP writing, for example, right? Because both of them are different moods, right? Once you want to give CSS, you need to think from the perspective of a designer. Once you are doing PHP or server and C sharp or things like that, right? You are like thinking more like a mechanic who is fixing gearbox and who is fixing the engine, right? So things like that. So I could not quite get a chance to write a CSS, but otherwise site is working. So this is a gaming website, by the way. And if you want, you can play this. This is hosted on a live server, and if you want, you can actually play with me. So who wants to play with me? So for example, there is one login available right now. So can you read, Ankit, can you read this sz@gmail.com?
Yes, sir.
So you can go to this website, pickafaceandnick.com.
Okay.
Anybody can go, but okay, let us ask Ankit to go over there, pickafaceandnick.com. It is hosted on a dedicated server right now. Have you gone to the website?
It's not showing up, sir.
Pick a face and nick. .com.
No, it's not.
So probably you are misspelling it. Can you read this over here in the address bar?
Yes, sir. Pickafaceandnick.com.
And nick.com. Anybody else want to give it a try? Yes, you want to give it a try?
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Okay, please.
Yes, sir. What is the password?
Okay, so you have got the website,
Yeah.
and so password is the login is sz@gmail.com,
Yeah.
right? And password is 123,
Okay.
right? Let me log in also. So Ankit, probably you misspelled something.
Yeah, I got it now, sir.
Okay, great. So don't log in, because I have made this mechanism that only one person can log in with one username.
Okay.
Okay, and here this game. So this game is this is basically a gaming website we are developing. So there are two people running, and this is currently my turn, right? Can you see this? My turn is written, right? And I'm playing with Shri. Yes, Shri, yes, you are still here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let me make this turn,
Okay.
right? And we'll play. So this is my turn, and now this is Yash turn, right? Now Yash will play.
Yeah.
Yash, have you played? I think Yash is muted. Yash, are you muted?
1 minute, sir.
Okay. Okay.
I cannot see that image. Means this Ringo Dingo game. 1 minute. Okay, I will refresh that page again.
You need to go to game room. You should be in the game room. Yes, you are probably having some internet problem also.
I don't. It's saying that when I play on Ringo Dingo, it's tell me message that please invite other players to this game.
Say it again.
Please invite other player
Oh, okay.
other
No,
to
no, no.
this.
Go down,
Okay. Okay. New.
right? And not go to a new game. Existing games,
Okay.
right?
Only
My
current.
games in play. Go to my games in play, and there enjoy game. Click
Okay.
enjoy game.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is your turn.
Okay.
Look, he has made his turn, right? And now I'm making my turn,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is like one game we have on this page. Okay. So since you have made a box, this is again your turn.
Oh yeah.
And currently we have three games over here. Ringo Dingo, which is this one. Connect Four. Let's play Connect Four. Say for example, I want to invite uh, Yash to play Connect Four.
Okay.
So for example, I come over here, right? Invite to game. Okay, I want to have a game. As I said, that I need to improve the front end. So play Connect Four. Okay, and I want to invite Yash to Connect Four, right? Invite, right? So Yash is with this SZ Nick, right? Invite. So this invitation has gone to Yash. Yash, reload this page
Okay.
and accept the invitation, accept game request.
Mm, So should I have to any do? I should have to like enjoy game or anything else?
No, no, accept game request. My game request. Go to my game request.
Okay. Okay.
and accept game request. Have you accepted it?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay, let us see. I don't, yeah, you have accepted it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so here we go, enjoy game. And this is now connect 4. Now
Mm-hmm.
this is my turn, right?
Yeah.
So I can run over here. So this is now your turn.
Okay.
Nice. So here, we can actually play Connect 4, right? So the deal
Yeah.
is that this is a website I developed with my students, right? While working on in this classes kind of things, right? So the deal is that why I'm showing you this website. This is quite a bit incomplete website, right? We need to make so much of things over here. So I would be using this website as a reference to develop various things, right? So you will learn, for example, that, hey, how can we make certain functionality in a project, right? How can we think about that functionality, right? Number one. Number two, once we will know that how can we think about that functionality, then we will design it, right? And in the design part, we will also understand this thing that, hey, what technologies should we use over here, right? For example, look right over here. For example, did you figure out this thing that right now, for example, if Yash moves, right? Yash move. This is your turn. So as he moves, I get it over here without any refreshment of the page, right? So this is like, this is the push or reactive server running, right? This is the reactive server running at the server side, right? Where as the server receives one move from Yash, right? It actually relays that move to me, right? Whereas there are certain other parts where reactive server is not running. Say for example, I send the invitations to Yash, right? And that invitation was not automatically popped up in front of Yash. Rather, he has to refresh the page to get that notification, right? So basically, there is a need to run a reactive server on that part of the project also. Maybe we need to shift this entire project into reactive development, right? So basically all these things, we need to understand. Say for example, I come over here and maybe I sign out from here. And here you can see that I have a page where I can sign in, I can sign up, right? So there we have a sign up process. Say for example, and sign up process is closed for now. I come over here, I pick a face, maybe I pick this face, right? And maybe the name of this person Nick is PP, right? And this is, and now you can see that it's asking for email address. So you can give your email address over here. It will send you an email on that email address, right? It will send you an email on this email address and give you a pin. So for the verification that have you given us a right email address, right? And then as you click, so basically you have to give some email address over here. So if I'm using some same email address, right, so please use a different email address, it said, right? So basically, it will not let you go otherwise. So if I come over here, enter email and pin, so it is not letting me go further. So if I give, right, a new email address, right, so it will send a pin to that email address. That pin will come, you have to give that pin over here. Then you can come over here, which country do you belong to? Maybe United States, right? And then it was asking your cell phone number, and then it sends a message, SMS. We have that SMS integration over here. So it sends a message to the to that for the verification of pin. So maybe let me give just fake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. and maybe pin is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So these mechanisms are kindly closed, right? We have shut down. So then it is asking for password, maybe 1 2 3, repeat password. So if your password is not the same, right, so it is checking that password is not same. You have to give the same password. Need to give your first name, your last name, right? And it is saying that something is wrong because you did not give us the right pins, right? Of course, we did not receive the pins, so we did not give the right pin. But it has this sign up process all built in, and you can see that it has all these JavaScript and everything in action for that. So, but here, I have not made functionality, for example, change password, right? Or change certain other things, or maybe edit certain other things. Maybe there are some more things which we can think about to put them over here, right? So basically, this website is in making, not fully complete, rather, just in the making. And this provides you a learning opportunity that how to participate into an actual project. Right, so this is the reason that I'm showing you this website, that I would be using this website as a reference to teach you this course. Have you got the idea? Any questions so far? Okay, great. So now the question arises that if we want to build something like this, or maybe even better something like this, so how should we start? What do you think? How should we start? There must be a starting point somewhere. Yes. Any idea, guys? So for example, if we want to build this website, right, and maybe there are few people working on this project, right? So how would you start working? You'll start coding right away? What do you think?
We have to sit and design the models, the architecture of the website.
So what do you mean by we have to sit and design the models?
Like on paper, we have to design the models and
What do you mean by
architecture.
model? Mean some sketch means to say?
Diagram, yeah.
Okay, so Ankit wants to make sketches, right? Make some sketches, right? So how would you know that your sketches are good? Yeah, please. Yeah, this is a thought process, right? We are thinking about it, and I'm very happy that you are talking with me, right? So keep on talking, and I encourage other people also to keep on talking with me, right? So we are here to learn exactly. So the idea of this course is that once you are through this course, you should be capable enough to think about a project, and you should be able to make it once you know your coding, because this course definitely teaches development. But since in one semester we cannot make you master of coding, right, unless you want to make yourself master of coding. But if you know this course contents and you know coding, you should be able to take up a project.
For designing this website, I guess first we have to cover object-oriented concepts.
First you have to cover what?
Object-oriented programming concepts, so
Yeah,
that
definitely object. We need to know object oriented programming concepts, of course. This is, and that I believe that you must have taken at least one course in C++ or Java, so you know a little bit about, at least a little bit about object oriented programming, right, Manthan? Is
right.
it? Yeah, so I'm not requiring any prerequisite knowledge, but I know that at least all of you know a little bit about object oriented, right? Got it? So question again is same, that hey, say for example we want to build a project, right? So how we start thinking about
Like we need to sketch the things like
it? Hmm?
and we need come up with some initial prototype whether that sketch is working or not.
So we need to come up with some initial what?
a prototype kind of thing.
Prototype, right? So you
Yeah.
want to come up with a prototype, right? Okay, so everything is good, and definitely Ankit also said the same thing. But let me tell you that what could be the best starting point for us, right?
Mhm.
So first thing we do is that, okay, once we want to make a project, there could be few ways that we can do it, or there could be few scenarios, in which we can do it. For example, there is a website or there is an app already there, right? And you want to rebuild it so that you can have an improved user experience and improved working of the app, right? So do you have any such example in your mind? For example, this Tamuk website, it was really pathetic a few years back, right? So now they thought that, hey, this website is not doing its work properly. We have to rethink it, right? So they have rebuilt it, and this is not definitely great, right? This is definitely great, and two of my students are also working on this project, right? So this makes it even greater. Just kidding, don't worry. Okay, so this is one. Then think about what other website has redesigned itself. Famous website. Facebook. Have you not been to Facebook lately?
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook has changed their design altogether. Previous design was very pathetic. Look, I am saying at the face of Facebook, this thing, which is such a big giant. But look, with a full army of developers, you are using only central slim part of the screen. This is not understandable to me. And then rest of the design was so complicated that you need to have a graduate degree for that, using facebook.com, right? And what about the latest design? Have you seen the latest design lately? I really don't have any idea that how to find my friend list over there anymore. Right? so, so from one extreme to the other extreme. So anyways, so one thing is that you have to redesign. The other thing could be that there is no website for that business right now, and you have to develop that you know app for them, right? Maybe desktop application or web application for them, right? So the first thing you do is that you identify various actors on this project, right? First thing you do is that you find out various actors, right? So for example, what could be various actors? One actor, for example, let me show you another website I developed. Its name is machomath.com, right? And this is a website I developed, and and this is complete website, but okay. So here you can see this thing that we have various actors. For example, if I go to classes tab, we have students, right? So student can see the classes, student can register the class, right? And then student can attend a class, right? Then we have another actor, which is faculty, right? Faculty can make, for example, exams. Faculty can communicate with students, right? Faculty can give the exams. Faculty can give out the results, right? So there are various things faculty can do. And then this site, this is really developed website. So then here we have administrator. For example, administrator can create a course, right? So for example, this is a course right over here, this is a class right over here. So an administrator can go and initialize a class, a new class, brand new class over here, right? So we can have a brand new class over here, right? An administrator can can generate promo codes, right? So that promo code can be given over here, and then that with the help of that promo code you can get discount, right? Then this website has different affiliate promoters. So for example, if we give a promo code to a promoter, right? For example, to Manthan, and somebody uses that promo code to register into a class, that Manthan, the promoter, will get commission. And he can go to his portal and find out that how much is the commission and request for the, request to redeem those dollars for him, that amount for him, right? And then this website has meta admin, and the purpose of meta admin is that meta admin creates the faculty and meta admin creates the admins, right? So here you can see that this simple website has how many different actors. It has, number one, students as actors, right? Number two, it has parents as actors. Number three, it has admin as an actor, right? It has faculty as an actor. It has a meta administrator as an actor, right? So basically, I would say that we have to identify, when I say that we have to identify various actors which are interacting with, who are interacting with the website or with an app, right? We need to see that what are the people in various roles who are going to work with this app, right? Who are going to work with this app, right? Not only people, but also we need to see that what are the various softwares who are going to interact with this app, right? For example, this app can interact with payment portal, right? For example, if we, let me just go over here and start registering into one course, right? Say for example, I want to sign in for registration. Please sign in first, right? So we come over here, say for example, we sign in, right? Let me think, maybe this is a valid sign in, right? This was valid. Let me go over here, register into a course. Maybe I want to register here. Yeah, maybe I want to register over here in this course. I click registration. Let me check. Classes. Oh, this class is probably, is it current? What is the status? It is open, right? And why is it not moving? I have to check, maybe some updates is there. Let me check this. Huh. This is kind of strange. I did not notice lately that it is kind of, I think, broken somewhere. I have to check the code. Let me see what has gone wrong. So for example, and this is something, you should know also how to do. So let me come over here and inspect. Go to console. Okay. 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 Look, here something is wrong, right? So I have to fix something over here. So I don't know how can it happen, but it is somehow got broken, right? So this is uncaught reference student terms initial is not defined. Okay, and this error is coming from here, right? So this is kind of very strange because this website was definitely working when I last saw it. But I have to check that and I will definitely fix it by the next lecture, right, God willing. Okay, but the deal is that this website can work with payment portal, right? So that payment portal is also an actor, right, which is interacting with this website, right? So it can have human actors, it can have non-human actors, right? So we have to define all actors, right? So we need to, so the deal is that software design or software development is kind of little bit soft process. We are not supposed to single out each and everything from right from the beginning, but at least 90% of the time it should be the accurate thing, right? Maybe we can have a margin of 10 to 20%, but I would say that at least you should not miss any actor, right? So you need to have all the actors notated down, right? So let me bring you back to this pickafacenick.com. Right, and here currently I have only one actor, right? And that actor is, who is that actor? Rather two actors, right? What are those two actors? Can you identify them?
Host and player.
One is the player, right? So who can play the game, and other one is the guest,
Oh,
right? Because somebody who has not signed in is still a guest, and there are certain things or certain features which we want to show the guest, right? So there we have two actors. One is the person who is signed in, who would be the member, right? And the other one is the guest, right? So once we define these actors, right? So let me just mention this thing. The first thing is to define the actors, right? And once we have defined the actors, now the second thing is that we write user stories for those actors. What do we write? We write user stories, right? We write what? We write user stories, right? So now the user story sounds as if we are telling some story that once upon a time there was a king and a queen and they had a big fabulous castle, right? No, it is not nothing like that, right? So let me show you what are these user stories, right? And I absolutely love this starting point of making a project, right? So let me teach you that what are the user stories, right? And let me open PowerPoint for that. Okay. So this is the PowerPoint. Let's open the simple PowerPoint. And so let's have the heading user stories, right? And there is the by Dr. Sim. Okay, let's save it with the name user stories, maybe in the document, right? Okay, so I have saved it. Okay, and now insert new slide. Okay. Let me remove this thing from here. So user stories are actually written on postcards, or you can say flashcards, right? So like 5" by 3" flashcard, as you can see over here, right? Let me make a bigger font here, maybe 40. So a story would be like this. It will start like as, a, or an, and then you will mention actor, right? Mention the actor, right? As, an, or a actor, I want to. And here you are going to mention, and these triangle brackets are showing that this is mandatory, right? So I want to, and here you may mention whatever the actor wants to do, right? So always remember, these user stories are written in first person form. They are written how? They are written in first person, right? As an actor, that actor, I want to, and there you mention whatever he wants to do, right? I want to do something, right? And then there is an optional, so that, and here this is all optional, and these square brackets are mentioning they are optional, so that, and here you mention the reason, and then full stop. So this is a format for user story, right? Let's make it center, let's make it justify, and vertically center. Can you see vertical center somewhere? No. Okay, let's forget about it, right? So let's write a few stories, right? For example, let me copy this, copy and paste. Okay. So for example, so this was the structure, right? So basic structure. So this is the basic structure of a user story, right? So this is a story. So when we say story, it doesn't mean that you are writing like big time story, right? So this is one sentence story, right? And you write these stories on these flashcards, and you write one story on one side of flashcard, other side will remain empty. You will not write anything on that side. Okay, have you got the idea? Right? So for example, we come over here. So say for example, from the point of view of pickafaceandnick.com, right? So for example, I can say, as a guest, I want to see the games other people are playing, right? So basically, what are we saying? What are we saying over here? Here, right? So what are we saying over here? That if somebody comes over here and he or she is not signed in yet, right? And he goes or she goes to game room, here somewhere they want to see those games which other people are playing, right? Right? Now question is that why would he want to see those games? Or why would we as website owner would like him to see those games? So that he can or she can, so that I can get an idea of the games available on the website, right? So I continue writing, so that, so, and this part is optional, so that I get an idea of various games and their flow. So this is one user story, right? This is one user story. Another user story is, let me copy this. Copy, paste, right? Let's write another user story. Can you give me another user story, please? As a guest, yes,
Let's say
yes, yes,
guest can try to play the game.
huh?
Uh, as a guest, he can try to play the game.
As
Without.
a guest, you know, we are not allowing guests to play the game.
Okay.
So now this is shaping up our project, that, you know, whether this is right or wrong, the app owner, whatever the app owner wants to do is the right thing. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Right? So yeah, as a guest,
Join the game.
huh?
It will join this game.
Say it again.
It will join the game.
No, guest is not going to play the game.
Okay. So it will.
As a guest, I want to sign up
Okay.
so that I can play the games. Now, some people, some conservative people say that, hey, sign up is not a user story, right? But I will definitely love to have it as a user story. So what is user story? User story is that some person will sit on your project and will do one action, right? Somebody will sit on your project and do one action. Are you getting me? Everybody is getting me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as a guest, I want to sign up so that I can play the games, right? Okay, so this is another user story, right? So let's copy it, paste it over here, right? So yes, some other user story. As a member, I want to
Select the game,
huh,
which, select the
sign
game
in,
or
huh?
sign.
I want to sign in, right? So basically, again, some people say, hey, what's happening here? Sign in is not a user story. Why would they say we must listen to their point of view also? They would say so because somebody will not sit on the system just to sign in. But my point of view is that if you will not write this user story, then how would you convey to the developer that he needs to make uh, this thing in the project, right? So basically, whatsoever you want a developer to ultimately develop and make into a project, you must mention all those things into your user stories, right? And Ankit, are you getting me that why is this thing coming before the sketch or before the prototype?
Yes, first actors need to be sign in.
For actors need to be identified.
What
Then
they need to
for
do.
all these actors, we need to identify their user stories,
Yes.
right? And once we will identify their user stories, then we can understand this thing, that what would be the what would the sketch look like,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise,
Yes.
once you will make the sketch, you can miss some vital parts within that sketch, right? Are you guys getting me? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So we are saying that as a member, I want to sign in. Let me make another one. Right over here, maybe copy, paste. As a member, I want to sign out. Right? So if I take you to the project, you come over here, you can sign in, right? So you can sign in. And once you are signed in, right? Once you are signed in, you can play the game and you can come back over here and you can sign out. Right? You can come back over here and you can sign out, right? So basically, you can do all these various things, right? So, and this is possible because we wrote these user stories as is, right? Okay, and then we come over here, another user story. And by the way, one user story is not connected with any other user story, right? They're all written independently. They have no order whatsoever, right? So the deal is that once you are making an app, you actually study the system, whatever you want to make, right? You actually do what? You actually do the system study, case study, right? System study. And once you do this system study, you identify the actors. And once you have identified the actors, you identify various actions these actors are going to do, right? And out of these actions, you are writing these user stories. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far? Okay. So you write, these user stories, right? And whatever an action is there, you must write one user story for that action. You should not miss a single user story. I'm not saying that you would be able to identify each and everything, in your project. Definitely there would be certain things which would be missing, right? But you must identify at least quite a few of them, at least 90% of them. Better is your system study, the better would be the number of user stories you're having. Right? Yes, Shriyash Patel.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good, great. So another user story. Let's write another user story. Let's paste it over here. Okay, what could be another user story?
As a member, he or she can play the game or select games.
Yeah, as a member, I want to. So this is like written first person form, right? I, my, me, right? No we,
Yes.
she, or he, him, or they, right? I want to play a game. Okay. So the question would be that, once you're writing this user story, it should come into your mind that, hey, he wants to play a game. So how is going to play a game? So somebody has to initiate a game, right? And then somebody has to invite
Yes.
into game, right? So
Yeah.
then another user story comes. As a member, I want to initialize a game and invite some other member to play with me, right?
Yes.
Right? And another member to play with me. Now, question arises as you are writing these user stories. You must write them with a very open heart. They must be very witty. So once you are saying that invite some other member, so now question arises that what is the website policy? What is the app policy? Can you invite just any other person?
Only one person can be invited.
Okay, so but what if that person is not available?
Um, Someone else would join and sign in first.
So the deal is that as a member, I want to see the list of people currently available to play,
Yes.
right? Is it okay? Or you can say this thing that if website policy is not this thing, that you can just send an invitation to just any other person. Maybe you can have some contact people, right? So for example, say for example, if you look into this website, if you look into this website, if you go to chat room, let me sign in, right? Let me go to the chat room, and here you can see that I can send contact request, right? Send contact request, right? And once contact request is sent, I can receive the request, I can acknowledge them, right? And then, I can chat with people, right? I can chat with various, So it means that we need to implement this thing also, right? So we come over here, we say, it means that, now the scope is expanding, right? So now here, not just any other person, some other member in my contacts to play with me, right? So it means that now you have to have contacts also, right? So it means that I paste over here, we say, as a member, I want to invite other members to be in my contact list, right? So now once you want to send an invitation, contact invitation, what comes next? You should have this capacity to accept a contact request, or you should have this capacity to reject a contact request, right? So here we need to have another user story. As a member, I want to accept / reject a contact request, right? Then, we want to make another user story.
Yeah, as a member, I want to see the list of player who is already in my contact
Yeah, as a member, I want to see all my contacts
is currently online.
who contact. So maybe all my contacts, right? And maybe let's make another one, right? Maybe right over here, I want to see all my contacts, whether online or offline.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, we are building all these. So basically, these are now, this is becoming together, right? This is coming together. And here we are mentioning all the various components we need to make. Right? Are you getting me, guys?
Yes.
Any question about it?
No.
Right? So as a member, I want to see all my contacts, whether online or offline, right? Then as a member, okay, I think that now you should, let me send this file to you guys, right? And I think that you should populate this file further. And we will discuss tomorrow that, whatever you have done and whatever the user stories you have added into this list. Right? Does it make sense? I think that, by giving you like 10, 12 examples, right? I have made my point clear to you that, uh, what do you mean by user stories?
Yes.
And definitely, later in the stage, we need to have some administrator also,
Yeah.
right? And why would we need an administrator? Um, maybe we have to ban somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody
Like,
is like making some mess around, right, in the chats or otherwise, maybe we have to ban him, right, or her, right?
yeah.
So we have to have administrator also, right? So and once there is an administrator, the question would be that who is going to make the administrator? Are you getting me?
Owner of the application, owner of the game.
Say it again, Manthan.
Owner of the application would be administrator.
No, so what do you mean by application would be the administrator?
Like,
Look, there would be
uh,
some human who will sit on a terminal and will do the
yeah.
administrative jobs, right?
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So it means that we need to have administrators, right? And say, for example, if site is running and it is getting big, we may have like more than one administrator, right? And now the deal is that once they're administrator, then there would be administrator account, because not everybody would be allowed. So for example, some member wants to become an administrator, so automatically he'll become the administrator is not the best idea, right? So basically somebody wants to become an administrator, so somebody have to make him administrator. So for that reason we need to have a super user account, or you can say that meta admin account, right? And that meta admin would be like one account which would be made uniquely at one point, right? And he or she would be capable of creating admins, right? He or she would be capable of creating the admins, right? And once an admin is created, right, that admin would sign in with his username or her username password, right? And then he or she would be having the portal to do his or her jobs, right? So then we have to make that portal also, and that portal should be capable of doing all these various administrative tasks. Are you quite getting me?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So scope, once you start making some project, you can see that scope grows exponentially, right? So for example, if I take you to this other website, maybe I would be able to show you that. This one. So it has a meta admin portal also. I can take you there. I'm very much confused that how is it got broken. I need to fix it, but I will do it this evening. So for example, I can come over here. Okay, this is not the correct URL. Let me find out the URL, because I have not touched this project in a while, so I have kind of forgotten it, but I know where is it. Look, this is the project I made, which is currently running on internet, and here we have public, and within public we have meta, right? Within public we have meta, and within meta we have meta admin.php, right? So let me take you over there. So meta admin dot. So here we need to have public. Hmm. No. Sorry. Let me double check. Hmm. Hmm. Um, meta sign in dot php. Sorry. Okay. So look. So this is meta sign in page, right? So here, as you open this website, it has sent pins to not one, three different email addresses, right? So these three different email addresses, which are not even disclosed here. So it has sent pin on these three different email addresses. One is Gmail address, another is Outlook address, another is Yahoo address, right? So even if you have hacked Gmail, right, not a problem. So you might get one pin, but not rest of the two, right? So it has sent pins to these three different pins to these three email addresses. You'll retrieve those pins within 5 minutes and enter over here, and then you'll give your email address and password and then press sign in. Then you can enter this meta admin, right? And there you can create admins and faculty, only these two tasks, right? Or you can block an admin. For example, somebody was your employee, right? But now he's no more working for you, or she's no more working for you, right? You can definitely want to disable their account, right? So you can do this thing. And then, you can see over here, that his warning: if you are not meta, stay away and close this window. Hackers and intruders would be prosecuted. Right? Why is this message here? Because there was a hacker who hacked the website, right? And when he was prosecuted, he said, okay, I went to the portal, and portal said, welcome to the portal. So I was welcomed, right? I was welcomed, and so I get into it. Okay. So, once you are at your critical portal, you need not to welcome everybody, right? You must send a warning message that, hey, this is not for everybody, right? Are you getting me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, you can see that it has this meta, and let me show you admin portal also. I don't want to log into the meta, because for meta I have to do a long process, right? I need to check all three email addresses. I need to recall my password, and then I can enter, which is a long process, right? So, but by doing this thing, I have secured this website. Nobody can, and I will teach you how to do secure coding also in this course, right? So once you do secure coding, somebody can break into your code from by hacking the entire server. This is not my case, because that is the problem of Ubuntu, where it is hosted, right? And they are taking care of this thing. But as far as this code is concerned, right, there's no intruder can break into it and hack it. Okay, as far as my knowledge is concerned. Okay, let me take you to admin portal. So here we say admin, and instead of meta we have admin sign in, right? So this is admin sign in. This is not that tough, right? because admin, only we are getting email address, right? So email address and password and pin, right? So it is saying that give the pin and then you can sign in. Once you get signed in, right? So you can do all these processes, right? And similarly, we have faculty sign in. So for faculty, we can have right faculty sign in, and here you can sign in as faculty, do faculty tasks, right? And then we have a promoter sign in. So this, you can see this thing that once you look at a project, once you look at the project, it is like an iceberg. Say this is ocean, right? This is like ocean. And once you have an iceberg, you can see a tip like this, and underneath it is a big thing. Do you know this thing? Right? So same is the case for a project. From outside, you just see little bit of front end, right? People think that this is the entire website or this is the entire app, right? Whereas app by itself is huge underneath there. Are you getting me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, so there could be so many things behind the scene which you have to do to make the app, right? So basically in this course you would be learning this thing also, that how would you assess the scope of work behind the scene, right? What are the requirements, project requirements, how is going to be made, right? What would be the scopes of work here, right? All these things, right? So and we want to do it all in object oriented fashion, right? Got it? Any question?
No.
Yes, Ankit.
No questions.
Okay, great. Okay, so coming back to PowerPoint, right? So as a member, I want to sign in. So basically, let me send this entire thing to you, right? And let me see what additions can you make. Let me go to Blackboard. Mhm. Courses, maybe your course, and send email. And look at this Blackboard, right? In order to operate Blackboard, you have to learn it. Like you have to take a course to learn it. I don't feel very good about it, right? So it should be user friendly, that as you use it, you should get familiar with it, right? Not that you have to have a different certification for that. So if I say all users, and here user stories, right? And attach. Okay, so let me have this. Add some more user stories, right? And let me attach a file. And now this is another thing. You have to press attach a file and then choose a file. I'm unable to understand why this extra click is here. Can somebody tell me why is this extra click here? Did you see this thing? Attach a file and then choose a file, right? So attach a file and now choose your file, right? And it was in the documents. Documents. Can you see the file? There is the file. Hmm. Where is this file going? Uh, uh-huh. So
It's,
kind of, yeah.
it's going to OneDrive, it seems, Professor.
Huh? OneDrive. It is going to OneDrive. Okay, okay.
Yeah, OneDrive person.
Okay, let me check. Mm, Okay, then it should be here somewhere. Can you see?
In documents. In
Huh?
documents. Folder.
Oh, in documents. Yes, 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 yes. Where is documents? Yes, you're right. Okay, this one. Thank you. Okay, okay. I think we have to close it before we attach it. This is kind of strange. Let's close it. So, okay, now we are attaching it. Okay, otherwise we can share it, right? And I love Microsoft, but I hate Bing. Okay, so this file has gone to you.
Got it.
Yeah, got it, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, wonderful. Right, so I would encourage you to add a few user stories. So can you add a few user stories and share them with me right now?
Right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Make some sensible user stories. And this is very important. This is the genesis of your project, right? This is from where you start. And I had some different plans this evening, but now I am booked to fix this website. This is developer's life. Yeah, as this class is progress, I will share some bug stories with you also. Bugs have their stories. Yes. Any user story which you have written?
As a guest,
Yes, yes.
Uh, as a guest, I want to see the results of the game.
I
What's
want to see the
results of the game after play? Like what's the score of the game? Like that.
so as a guest, so we wrote something like this. So
Uh-huh.
let me open this document, PowerPoint. So let me open it. Can you still see my screen, please?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. 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 So for example, we wrote something like this here. Um,
I think we haven't.
as a guest, I want to sign up. Okay, this is sign up. As a guest, I want to see the games other people are playing so that I get an idea of various games that and their flow. So what else do you want to write?
As an admin, I want to create administrator accounts.
Okay, let's for the time being, let's confine ourselves to these two actors only. One is guest and the other one is the play. What did we
Member,
name it? Member.
member.
Right. So
Okay.
let's confine ourselves into these two people, right? Otherwise,
Okay.
as we'll expand the scope, it will go beyond limits.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Not
Then
beyond limits, but beyond the limits of one developer's capacity. which is me myself, right? So
so as a member, I can change my sentence. Like as a member, I want to see the game result.
yeah, as a member,
And
I want to see the game results. Yes,
yes, sir.
game scores. Yeah, definitely you want to do this thing. Yeah,
As a
definitely we can
member,
make it, right? You can
uh,
make this thing as a member. I want to chat with some other person in my contacts.
I want to spectate other players who are already in my uh, like contact list.
Yeah, yeah, as a member, I want to be a spectator in any game, right? As a matter of fact, we have to just make it that I want to make a stadium view, right, where two players are playing, right? And then some people are in the audience, and those people in the audience, they can actually comment, right? Or they can jubilate their player success, right? They would have a button, tuck tuck tuck, so they would have a jubilance sent to the website. Are you getting me? So yeah, this is something I want to make, right? For example, we can say this thing: as a member, I want to retrieve my password, right?
Yeah.
As a member, I want to change my password, right? So
Change
these are all various user stories.
change username.
Yeah, I want to, maybe if we want to allow the change of username. So yeah, definitely. So we want to make this user story, right? So user
Want to
story
set
is what is user. So are you quite getting it in today's lecture? If I'm able to convey this thing to you guys, that what is a user story, I think that this would be a big success, because I've seen people struggling with these user stories quite a lot, right? So user story, whatever you will sit on the system and do an action, this is the user story, right? So this is very important, right? So all these are user stories. Okay, having said this thing, let me spend last 5 minutes of this lecture to tell you one more thing. And that is that, as I have said earlier, that I would love to use PHP as a tool to demonstrate development part of this course, right? So I would see that you install WAMP server into your systems, right? How many of you have already got WAMP server into the systems? Anybody not having WAMP installed? Okay, great. It is encouraging that everybody has got WAMP server. Very good, absolutely. Right, so alongside this discussion of UML and uh, paper-based design, I will slowly start into the development part also. They will go in parallel, right? And I will teach you basics of PHP and development, right? Till I will complete the design part, and as the design part will get in the middle, I will start object oriented development in the language of my selection, right? So this is the whole idea. Hope that you will get this course. And once again, if you're not getting anything in the middle, just don't hesitate there and then ask questions, right? Okay, so I'll stop here if there is no more question.
Professor,
And
can I have the name of that server you are in?
WAMP, WAMP,
WAMP. Okay, Professor.
WAMP server, right? So if you want, you can share your screen with me right now, and I can show you that how to install it. You want to
Might
do
be I
it?
can figure it out if I have any.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, it is always good to figure it out by yourself, right? So you get installed WAMP, WAMP WAMP server, right?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, this is a wonderful stable server, right? And we would be doing this development, on that.
Okay.
Any other question?
No, Professor.
Okay, if there is no more question, then I'll stop here and I'll see you all on Monday. Take good care of yourself until then, and your office hours are after this class, right? So if you want to have me for office hours, you can stay in this conversation. Otherwise, you can simply drop. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Anvish, sorry, Avinash. Avinash, you have something to discuss with me? Okay, if there is nothing, let me drop.